We just want to say to the whole Europe, to the whole world, rock and roll never dies!
Hello everyone! Is Eurovision really starting in less than a week? Well, yes, ladies and gentlemen. As I'm recording this, it's Thursday the 8th of May, and in just 5 days we will have the first semi-final. I'm so excited, and at the same time, I can't quite believe it's already May and that Eurovision 2025 is here. Like, time flies so fast. It's honestly a bit overwhelming. Like, we barely have time for anything. Well, this is crazy. So I'm absolutely thrilled to be back with you today, especially since more and more people are tuning into the podcast. So welcome to all the new listeners and welcome back to the regulars. That said, I'm going to quickly reintroduce myself once again for those of you who have just joined us. For those who don't know me, my name is Clementine, Clemovision on social media, and I'm a historian of Eurovision, more specifically the history of Belgium in Eurovision. I'm Belgian, as you can probably tell from my incredibly charming accent when I speak English. And I started my social media journey in July 2023. And if you didn't know that, feel free to follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Clemovision. I know I say this in every single episode, but it really is the best way to stay updated because I post regularly and it's way much easier to chat about episodes and Eurovision in general over there. Quick note as well, I'm so glad when you reach out and talk to me. Like, this is so nice. It's really lovely to share our mutual passion. Just one thing though. Like, let's avoid any inappropriate private messages. It's never happened before, but apparently one of you finds me very charming, that's very kind. Thank you very much. But I'm not interested, and besides, I'm in a relationship, so now that said, we can move on and not mention it again. So, what are we talking about today? Well, today is another bonus episode, a bit more of a chit-chat one. Normally, I tell you stories related to Eurovision because I'm an historian and that's what I love doing. But today, I just fancy having a bit of a natter with you about everything and nothing, like the upcoming contest, life, the latest trends, the controversies. So yes, it's going to be a bit of a mixed bag and less structured than usual, but that's fine. It's nice just to have a casual chat sometimes too. So if you're ready, I'm ready, let's get started. I would like to start by talking about this year's Eurovision 2025, which in my opinion is an absolute joy to follow, because last year, I have to admit, it was a bit of a nightmare, like with all the controversies surrounding the 2024 edition. The whole atmosphere felt really tense and stressful, not fun at all, and I honestly felt like I wanted it to be over just before it had even begun. But this year, like, I'm genuinely loving every single moment. It's just brilliant. I don't know about you, let me know what you think, but there seems to be such a nice, positive vibe among the artists. I follow them on social media and they all seem to get along very well. They're making videos together and it's great to see. So my favorites are the Swedish act Kai. They've absolutely nailed TikTok and they are putting their own spin on popular trends. I also like Gojo, the Australian artist. Like, he's another one that I really love following. He absolutely cracks me up. And honestly, so I can't wait to see the live shows, especially because they've gone all out of the interval acts. As you know, I'm absolutely obsessed with John Steers. He's my ultimate favorite. But they're also bringing in Chitchat, Pepe Lasagna, and potentially Céline Dion. Okay, nothing's confirmed yet, but Celine posted some old photos from her 1988 Eurovision win on Instagram, and there are rumors of her being at rehearsals. So, can you imagine if they actually get her back on the Eurovision stage? That would be completely wild. I would love to see that. And I'm so happy because Switzerland is really pulling out all the stops this year. And you can feel it. Like they generally seem thrilled to be hosting Eurovision. It's just a joy to see. So I've been able to catch some of the first rehearsal footage, like many of you, I'm sure. And whoa, what a glow up for Ireland. It's brilliant! I was a bit worried about the staging because I thought the national final performance was a bit underwhelming, but now RTE has clearly stepped things up. And the costumes are fantastic too, all in silver but without looking cheap. I'm really impressed. And I'm also very, very surprised by Azerbaijan staging. In my previous episode, the one where I shared my top 10 with you guys, if you haven't listened to it yet, go check it out. I said I was worried about their staging, but actually it's looking really high quality. That said, I'm not sure about the vocals. It feels like the singer is often off key, which is a shame a little bit. Let's see if they go through or not. Now, I do have two major concerns, and I would love to hear what you think. Greece and the Netherlands. I feel like their stagings aren't quite working. Everyone's ranked them really high, but there's a chance it might all fall apart. Like Greece especially. She's performing above a volcano, and honestly, I'm very unsure. It feels like one of those ideas that sounds great on paper, but doesn't translate well on stage. And same goes for San Marino. What even is that staging? It's such a shame. Like, the song is really good. One of their best entries ever, I would say. But, like, the performance just doesn't land. I'd be so gutted if it gets stuck in the semifinals, because that track could have been San Marino's best result ever. Come on! And now, allow me a moment of national pride to talk about Belgium. Cue tenderous applause, because from what I've seen, it finally looks like we have learned how to use different camera angles properly, and it actually works really well. I really hope we make it to the final, firstly because I want to hear Belgium during the flag parade, which, as you know, is my absolute favorite Eurovision moment. It's always amazing and stunning. But also to avenge Musty, our 2024 representative, who sadly didn't qualify for the final. And honestly, I'm still really upset about it. You all know how much I adore Musty. He's my favorite artist ever. And if you're not familiar with his work, I highly recommend his latest album, The Maze, because it's absolutely brilliant. I love it. And he's incredible, his song was fantastic, and I still don't understand what RTBF was thinking. They totally squandered his potential, and it honestly still breaks my heart. But anyway, I guess that's in the past, and I have to leave it in the past. But if you don't want to see me cry this year, please vote for Belgium this year so we can make it to the final. I'm begging you! And also, I don't know about you, but I'm honestly enjoying this year's contest so much more since I made the decision to stop following fan accounts on social media. Let me explain. I still follow a lot of Eurovision content, podcasts, content creators, things like that. But I've made a conscious choice not to get involved in rankings or read what people are saying about particular artists, because honestly, I find a lot of Eurofans can be really toxic. The moment you say you don't like a certain song, it's like you've insulted their mom or sometimes their entire family. So I've decided I just stay out of it. I only talk about the songs I genuinely like, and it helps me avoid being insulted or even, threatened, because let's call things by their name, right? And because of that, I'm definitely experiencing this 2025 edition in a much calmer, more enjoyable way than last year. I also wanted to share a few Eurovision accounts and podcasts that I really enjoy in that same spirit of kindness and love for the music. I think it's great when we support each other, so here we go. First up, I highly recommend following Maxime. It's Max a Vision on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. He does reactions, vlogs, and also creates stagings of songs. He works in audiovisual professionally, and it really shows. Like, his videos are always so well edited and filmed. He creates things I honestly wouldn't even know how to begin doing, and it's all super cool. He also posts really regularly and all throughout the year, so he's absolutely a must follow, and I really love his work. So hi Maxime, if you listen to this podcast, maybe you do, because sometimes I know you do. I also want to recommend the podcast I'm Sorry 0 Points, hosted by my friends Adrian and Seamus. I was lucky enough to feature on it this season 2. Each week they break down all the Eurovision news and happenings in a fun, light-hearted way, and every episode includes the Eurofan of the Week segment. At the end, you have to give your 0 points to something or someone that really annoyed you that week. I really love this podcast, so if you're into keeping up with the latest Eurovision updates, I definitely recommend giving it a listen. I also recommend the podcast ESC 101, which is somewhat in the same vein as what I do. We both talk about like the history of Eurovision, but in very different ways and from different angles. So if you enjoy my content, I think you really appreciate his work too. And finally, I warmly encourage you to check out the Pot Jury video from the Building Bridges podcast on YouTube. They brought together around 30 Eurovision-themed podcasts from all around the world, and we were all invited to give our 12 points and rankings to choose our collective winner. It was such a great project. The team was absolutely lovely and put in a huge amount of effort. So please do give it a watch. I've included the link in the description of this podcast. And once again, a huge thank you to them for the invitation. I was so thrilled to be part of it. So thank you so much. Before wrapping up this rather rambling episode, I'm aware it's been a bit all over the place, but that's fine. I just wanted to say something for my French-speaking listeners. I'm really keen to do an episode in French about the history of France at Eurovision. A lot of you have been asking for a French language episode, and I would honestly love to do one, so that should be coming in a few weeks once the contest is over. So stay tuned. Well, I've done quite a lot in the end. I just wanted to quickly record a bonus episode a few days before the contest. Thank you so much for all the support for this new season of the podcast. And actually this first season of the podcast. It really means the world to me. And just so you have an idea of what's coming, after the contest, so next Saturday, we will go back to releasing episodes every 2 weeks on Fridays, right up until early July, where I'll be taking a little break. I'll be going on a trip, so it would be tricky to keep up with the same pace. So it will be a nice transition into season 2, which will kick off in September. But we are not there yet. There are still lots of episodes to come before the summer break. I'm wishing you all a lovely Eurovision Holy Week. I'll be back next week with several new podcast episodes. Make sure to follow me on social media to stay up to date with everything. And until then, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, lots of love, and bisous!
Okay, hit the end.